Okay, I'm back on a really chilly morning. It's not that early in the morning. I let things warm up. I have a glove I'm trying to put back on using only one hand. As you can see, there we go. It's working. Maybe you can see that. It's cold in here. So I set this room up for and pardon the gimbal, my gimbal did not want to work today. Too cold. So this is my cutting room, my little work room for this Hardyplank siding. And I have one of these really cool cutters right here. My brother-in-law sent that to me, and he didn't have a use for it, and I did, and man, that is nice. Thank you, Bill. So it's becoming a mess in here. I got this saw, had a yard sale about a month ago, and it's an old Black & Decker saw. I've got other saws, but I thought, well, for $7, I think it was $7.50 or $5. It was not much money. I thought I liked the old-timey look of it, you know, metal saw like that, probably 60s era. But I do have some cutting to do with this Hardyplank, with a blade. And so I'll use that saw for that reason. So I built it up for that. I've got a bit of a heater in here. This heater is actually an outside heater, but it's a propane heater, and I ran it for about 4 hours just to see if, with the CO monitor, just to see if I had any carbon monoxide issues. I didn't, but I don't run it very much. I mean, I'll probably run it for half an hour today just to get the chill out of here. It's probably 25 degrees in here, 25 degrees in here. Let's take a look. Let's see what the temperature is. If you can see that. If you can't see that, it is about 25 degrees. And I'm scared to hit the, there we go, I'm all backed up. Anyway, I thought I'd come in here and just take a quick look at this. This is the stairway after I rebuilt it. We wanted to put I wanted to put, I guess, and I cleared it with my sister and her husband. I wanted to put the utility room up here, and if I'm a good editor, I'll actually edit in some of the original video. Right here, but I've taken, there was a roof there. It's now gone. It's the roof of the old house. So I took that roof out all the way around here. It's about maybe 6 by 6 foot space or something. It's not a huge space, but it's not bad. But originally, and pardon my shakiness, but originally the stairway went straight up here and ended up, about at the edge of that big board right there, where that light, stripe of light is vertical. That's pretty much where the edge of the top of the stairway was. I added this in after consulting with the building inspector to find out what kind of rules, if there were any, that I needed to follow as far as putting a door in the middle of a run of stairs. And really, and he was happy with this. The solution was just to put a landing in here. So this is about almost a 4-foot landing right here. And I just made sure to build it the same height as the rest of the stairs and left the overhang there that my brother-in-law left and cut the stairs in half. The stairs were here, there were 5 steps. So 2 steps up to the landing, and then 2 steps past the landing, 5 steps. So this is basically just a long stair here. Anyway, the point of it is that now we can put a door in here, an actual real door, and the door's framed out. And I've also added a bunch of timber to basically the center of the top of the old house. But anyway, just to make everything nice and sturdy. So now we've got a spot for a utility room. I step down into the utility room because I think I'll probably need that space underneath that landing to run a couple of vents out that direction. And then I'll probably run them through the wall and run them underneath that floor right there. But the idea is that if I do want to do that, I can put the vents underneath the this landing and then build a step on top of it so you don't even see the vents. That's my solution to either doing that or running the vent up and over and down and then around. Or I could always put the heater over here, I guess, and I could run it that way. The issue is that I really have a lot of stuff to run this way underneath in this area. So anyway, that's been done. It looks pretty good. Put a couple windows in up here. We have a couple more. Foamed a bunch of places up here that were open. It's still cold, cold, cold up here. Let's see what we've got in here today. Looks to me like about 22 in here. Or in, yeah, about negative 9C. And that woodpecker has been attempting to break in up there. He knocked a couple holes in there, and so I shoved some spare house wrap up into that. I also put, and I mentioned this, what this woodpecker had done, but I'll show you from the inside. I put some lumber wrap. I folded it up and I put it, oh yeah, I think we're pretty good, yeah. Anyway, I screwed that lumber wrap up in there really tightly so it's like a back end. My thinking is that if he burrows up in there far enough, maybe he can make a suitable, yeah, we have to watch the sun here. Maybe he can make a suitable nest there for a while. I don't want the guy to freeze to death, guy, girl, whatever. But we can't really have him in here. And that's an issue. So, a little bit of the inside walkthrough, but I thought that this was an interesting project, you know, little project to do, which was to modify a set of steps and add a room where there wasn't a room. I'm not sure what Andy had originally thought about doing here, or maybe he was busy doing other things and not paying attention to this spot. But he doesn't have HVAC experience, and I do. And I've been looking at that spot with that thought in mind. So let's run outside real fast. And I charged the battery on this camera, and all our windows are in here. Charge the battery on this camera with the charger in the camera. And it seems to me like I'm getting a better run time. We'll find out real shortly. This is turning to mud down here, so the sun is warming this spot up really well. Anyway, so we're all on this side of the house, and my only other issue is that I wanted to show you that we're getting getting the siding. I guess I'm sort of blind right now. Anyway, we're getting the siding going. This is my job today when I get off of this, or get that, ouch. I banged my head on that bar like Tim Allen would bang his head on the sewer pipe in that cool series that he had way back when. So anyway, we're getting started. So that's kind of a glimpse of what I'm doing. The huge issue here is moving all the snow, getting the snow out of the way. And in fact, you can see if I point the camera, there's still snow up here from the last snowstorm that hasn't come down yet. And there's even snow up higher that is dripping. So as I've been working over here the last couple of days, I've been getting dripped on all day, and the snow is real slippery. So just a whole lot of fun. And I say that, I mean, it's not really a whole lot of fun, but I'm happy to get things moving along. My nail gun, my Hitachi nail gun did not work for the installation. No, my nose is running in the cold. It did not work for the installation of the lap siding yet. There's an issue with the screws. The last time I used my little Hitachi coil gun, and I know that sort of comes out of nowhere, right out of the blue. Let's see if I've got the, yeah, here we go. Let me see if I can show you this. I don't have the, yeah, I don't have the original. Must have taken them home. Well, I've got to work on this nail gun. So let me show you what's going on here. See the wires on those? We have a wire at the bottom, and we have a wire about in the midpoint. This is a 1 3/4 inch nail. Well, my nailer, my Hitachi coil gun was built back in probably 2005, and for some reason it didn't have a slot, like an opening for this wire to go through, and it had a opening for a wire that was up higher to go through. So it was weird. It was just weird, and I tried to use these which we bought just this year, and it was jamming. This wire was jamming. So what I did was I went ahead and got some screws to put the siding on for now, and as soon as we have a snow day, which is probably going to be Sunday or Monday, we'll go back to my shop and I will rebuild that Hitachi nail gun, and I'll just cut a channel for that little wire, because it's really a simple fix, I think. That's my opinion based on what I've seen so far. So it will be, or it won't be. Anyway, I'm stuck, but I am using some pretty decent screws here. It doesn't matter. And I'm drilling, and I'm using some 18 gauge brads to hold the siding on, and it's really working well. I'm impressed with how nice it works, but it does take a little bit longer to do that. And I was going to do one more thing, if I could, and that was just take a walk on the scaffolding here for you. Go up here. Let me see if I can do this. I really don't want to fall or break my camera. Okay. So this is my first level of scaffolding. There's my cute little extra walkway. And then here's my second level of scaffolding right up here. When I can get to my second level here. For those of you who've never done anything like this, if you find this interesting, well, you know, what's wrong with you? That's all I've got to say. So, a little bit of, yeah, the sun's at my back pretty strongly. This is the, I like the scaffolding. It's a little bit awkward. It's tough to put mid-position planks in, but I can do it with the addition of some 2x6s. But it's just about tall enough for me to walk underneath, just about. And then I've done a lot of bracing here and there just to hold everything together, because this scaffolding has been up since September, and it will probably be up for another month anyway. I'm guessing. Let's see if I can make it up here. There we go. Oops. Sorry about that. So here's my second level. We were just in that room. And there's my reflection of my nice beard, which is kind of nice, I believe, this time of year. At least my face feels good. My fingers are freezing, and I don't have any hair on my fingers to keep them warm, and my gloves aren't doing a great job. So this is just a little scan of the horizon. That big smoke stack is the power plant, coal-fired power plant, by the way, which I love. I know they're under attack, but it's keeping everyone warm and alive, actually. Let's put it that way, alive and warm. So anyway, just a bit of a look here. So there's a second level of scaffolding. And then my little walkway, which I had shoveled. I've shoveled this pretty heavily. And you can see this is where my siding, this is where I'll be working today as soon as I put the camera away. But I've got my walkway held with this piece of OSB, which is attached underneath there to the frame of the house. And at some point I'm going to have to put OSB there, clean all that foam out. I had some rainwater getting in there about 6 weeks ago, and that was the only cure I had, was to throw some foam in there. It worked good. But anyway, I also have this area, and you can see all that snow waiting to come down and get me. It's just a rough spot to work, which is why I want to get it done first. And then my other scaffolding in the front, the edge of it just sitting on that roof. So kind of a deal. You can see that I've got it supported with the scaffolding here, my little walkway here. And my handrails, as spindly as they look, are actually pretty decent. They're not going to catch me if I fall, but they can catch me before I fall. So can I make it up to this level? And I've also tied my ladders down with baling wire so that they are a little bit safer. But anyway, so this is my, I'll just go up to here. So this is up here at the top, and again, a nice view of the countryside. The sand rocks are kind of over in that direction to the west. Power plant's that way, and then there's a mountain range right behind all these trees called the Williams Fork. Williams Fork? No, yeah, I think that's what it's called, Williams Fork Mountains. It is cold, so my nose is running. Anyway, so that's my tour and my update of what I've done here. I'll continue putting siding up today. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, I'm glad. I risked my camera to get this video out there to you today, I guess. Something like that. Anyway, take care, and I will talk to y'all later.